There are many occasions on which you can wear perfumes. Evening occasions, picnics, dinners, events, What about the office? What about the workplace? Workplaces are usually more subtle and toned down environments, so it makes sense to wear perfumes that kind of match the atmosphere. And luckily there are quite a few fragrances that you can accomplish that with, and I will kind of go over some in this video. A really good choice is Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana. This is the Eau Intense for women here. They have it for men as well, in different kind of variations. The thing about this is that it's probably the most inoffensive fragrance I can possibly imagine. The top notes consist of lemon and Granny Smith apple. There's also some floral notes thrown in and some of the base notes, but more than anything, you get the Granny Smith apple and the lemon. And that makes it automatically crisp, refreshing, clean, and I can't think of anyone who dislikes the smell of lemon or Granny Smith apple. They're very just typical, classic, simple notes, and it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It's really nice and balanced. It's on the lighter side. It's not gonna, fumigate your whole office. It should just be pleasant. Moderate sillage, moderate longevity, probably 7 hours maybe. And it's just, it's pleasant, so it's hard to go wrong with it. It's also an extremely popular fragrance, and it's popular for a reason, and I can't imagine anyone in an office having a problem with it. So, and it's just something nice to enjoy, even if you aren't at the office. It's just a nice fragrance. For something a bit different, say you are one of those rare people that don't like lemon or Granny Smith apple, then a good alternative, light alternative, is Red Door by Elizabeth Arden. And this is nice because it's mainly a floral fragrance. It has a lot of florals, which I cannot list off the top of my head. It also has some fruity notes, which gives it a very unique kind of sweetness, but it's not too sweet. And it also has, I think there's a note of honey mixed in. I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure there's a note of honey thrown in, which again adds to the sweetness, but it's still balanced. It's not this syrupy, sugary, sweet sort of thing. It's still, the honey actually gives it a bit of warmth and kind of depth of character. It's also slightly powdery. It has a sharp sort of powderiness. Some people might not like that, but in general, this is a light, pleasant, refreshing floral fragrance. And again, it's very popular, so there's a reason why people like it so much. It's very inoffensive. It's surprisingly long-lasting for a floral fragrance, since most florals don't really last that long. It'll probably last around 7 hours, maybe 6-7 hours. And it's just, it won't give you a headache. It won't give anyone around you a headache. It's just very pleasant, very nice. Not that expensive, maybe $40, I can't remember, but very, very nice. Just good for the daytime, good for the office, that sort of thing. In a similar vein is Voyage d'Hermès here. And this is not really a floral fragrance. There are some florals, but this is mainly citrus notes, kind of lemon, lime, maybe bergamot, thrown in with green notes, like green tea, which gives it this really dewy, kind of refreshing, clean, light character, I suppose. And it's unique because of that. It kind of lacks notes that you would expect in most perfumes. It's also a unisex scent. So it's not really sweet. There's some distant tinges of sweetness, but it's mainly citrus with those green notes, which renders it very kind of natural, light, refreshing, and again, inoffensive. I would have a hard time seeing anyone going wrong with this particular fragrance because it's very, very simple. There's not that many notes to it. There are some, I want to say there's some musk in the base notes, but the base notes in general are not too noticeable. It's mainly the citrus notes and the green notes. So that's good for anyone who isn't too big of a fan for florals, or they don't want florals, or, this is something different. So this next one is more of a fragrance for those who want to show off a little bit, I suppose, in the office. It's still office acceptable, I would say. It's Baccarat Rouge 540. So this is a very, very strong fragrance. French, pretty modern actually. I think it came out in 2015 or around there. It's interesting because it's sweet, but it has this kind of almost savory quality, kind of like a burnt candy or burnt, like one of those desserts that you set on fire, like a flambéed banana dessert. I don't know, but something that's warm, a little bit kind of burnt sugar kind of thing. And it also has saffron, which is a spice, and it has some minor base notes. But this is a very strong projecting fragrance, and it's also a very luxurious fragrance. It's from the perfume house Maison Francisque Jean, which produces very kind of high-class, luxurious fragrances, and this is one of them. This is actually one of the most popular fragrances in the world at the moment, and you've probably smelt it before, especially in hotels or casinos or, high-class places like that. But you can bring a little bit of that kind of luxury to the office by putting this on. And like I said, it is very, very strong, so you don't need to put too much on. It's very projecting. You just need to put a few dabs, and you're good to go. And when used sparingly, it is a very good fragrance. It's very kind of magnetic, attractive. Has a bit of warmth, has a bit of sweetness. It's not too much of either thing. Very pleasant. So it's definitely good if you want to make more of a statement, or you want to stand out, or you just want to try something different. So the last one here is a classic. You can't go wrong with it. Chanel number 5 here. So I always say that Chanel number 5 is probably one of the best unisex scents out there, because it's really not your typical feminine scent, even though it is usually marketed towards women. It is unique because it has these floral notes that are counteracted by notes of civet, amber, sandalwood, and a few other things, but it's light, but not too light, and heavy when it needs to be heavy. So it also evolves as you wear it. I find that, and it's different for everyone depending on your body chemistry, but I find for me when I put it on, it starts out very light and floral, but the longer I wear it, it becomes more kind of civet forward and more kind of warm and animalistic. But like I said, it's different for everyone. And it's just a very classic, pleasant, it's not too strong sort of fragrance. And it's good for the office, it's good for the evening, good for wearing at home. You can wear this anywhere, really. And I mean, it's a classic. It's been around for more than 100 years. You can't really go wrong with it. So, and it's long lasting. It lasts a surprisingly long time, considering that it's a floral fragrance. So, other than that, those are my top picks for fragrances for the office, I suppose. If you have any other recommendations, you can leave those in the comments down below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.